Welcome to round 2 here at the FNM. This is Gary on the right with Miracle Grow. Not too familiar with the deck. And we got Daniel Meyer on the left with 4 color humans. I think 4 color, maybe 5 color. There's a lot of colors, that's all I know. So end stepped up for Gary. Daniel leads with, I think, an Aether Hub. God, I just hate the sheen on this camera. So, or not camera. Look, it's my fault. I positioned the table badly. It's because we move the table around every time. Once FNM is finished, the table goes back, and I have to reposition it every single week. So, you know, stuff like this is going to happen, but I'm definitely going to, you know, make sure I come up slightly early next week and fix that, basically. Well, I can't come this week because by the time you're watching this, I'll be in Madrid, so... and hopefully we'll have a vlog. Ooh, that's pretty sweet. So he plays oh god, the mat's just gonna tilt me. He plays a tune with Aether, gets 2 energy, activates his ReRoll form. ReRoll form is a 1 and a blue, and every time you play a non-creature spell it becomes a 3/3 with flying, and it's 2 and a blue to scry 1. So pretty nice. Hard to interact with. You know, Fatal Push and Harness Lightning get it, I suppose. And he's gonna Lightning Strike. I believe I thought that was him, so you're going to see a 14 here, but I'm going to correct that momentarily, because he didn't want to draw an extra card, so I kind of like that Lightning Strike. That's a Mimic. You'll have to take my word on that. It's a Metallic Mimic, Tuned Aether. You know, it's a 4-color deck. You're going to want to play a Tuned Aether so you can fix your mana base. Gary with the 2, just little grey dice to represent his energy. Not the best representation. Come on, give me some style, give me some flair. Even give me a regular energy token. Okay, what's he got here? Ooh, Deep-Root Warrior. So that's every time you play a non-creature spell, it gets a +1/+1 counter. So looks like he doesn't want to play this chart the course just yet. So just a sequencing thing. He's got Attunement Aether to activate this again. So his Deep-Root Warrior gets a +1/+1 counter. He's going to get in for 3 in the air. This seems pretty sweet. Again, pretty vulnerable to Fatal Push, but you'll see at the bottom of his deck there 2 Blossoming Defenses to, you know, almost not literal negate, but negate the Fatal Pushes. And get in for extra damage as well, so that can be good with prowess creatures. Looks like we got some respect here. There's no cutting of the decks here with the same colored sleeves. So that Deep-Root Warrior doesn't come into play, so he can't attack. And he potentially might, even if he could, he mightn't want to because he can get out of hand pretty quickly without removal. So I think he's going to offer trade here. Doesn't really work. Camera goes out of focus. I tilt a little bit inside. I'm still tilting over the sheen on the camera. Does he pass turn here? Play your 4th land, right? I think they're asking some questions. Plays a Plains. I think if he's reaching for 3 mana, he's going to play a Rogue Refiner. Oh no, okay. So I think that Vizier in his hand. I think it's Vizier of Remedies. Vizier of, I can't remember what the Vizier is called, but it's 2 and a white for a 2/2 flash. And when it enters the battlefield, you can flicker target creature. Now Gary plays Blossoming Defense on the Deep-Root Champion. Mara lets that resolve. I'd be potentially tempted to flash in the Vizier and blink the Deep-Root Champion on the stack, and then it would become a 1/1 again. But I think blinking the flyer is also good, so, you know. So this gets blinked. But then you take 5, so, you know. It's not the best, but I guess he doesn't have many good defenses against flyers. But the other way, you know, he gets to eat the Deep-Root Champion, or the Warrior even, and then the ReRoll form. Yeah, sure, you get hit for 3, but you know, you've only gotten hit for 3. It's not too bad. And then you're 2 creatures on board, and he's got no creatures on board. Now, obviously, he plays a 1/1 afterwards. So I guess it's Temur on the right, but it is Miracle Grow. It's not Temur Energy, the usual Temur. So he's going to offer trade again. Gary's going to say no. That's part of his basically combo. You know, he's trying to really race down really fast. That's going to put a clog in his works. That Cloud Blazer is going to come in, draw 2 cards, gain 2 life, and get a counter on it. So it's going to be a 3/3 flyer. So Gary's gonna need to get rid of that, especially with Vizier in his deck. When he can flicker a Cloud Blazer, it's pretty disgusting. You gain another 2 life, draw another 2 cards. Looks like that was a pretty bad draw. That was a Forest. I think he's got a Chandra in hand. So I think if I were him, I'd play a Chandra minus, kill the Cloud Blazer, and attack for. I guess what's that? 5 + 3 is 8. Yeah. Look at these tiny dice. They're so bad. I mean, you can barely see the one on Mara's middle creature. I kind of like that red dice though, just because it's red. Yeah, he can't attack with a 2/2 because it'll just get eaten by the 3/3. So I think I can't really see Daniel's hand, but he might just have to take this, which seems a little risky that in a deck that you know plays Lightning Strike, because that means you're just dead to Lightning Strike next turn. But maybe it's one of those situations where you're just so far behind that, you know, whatever. You just need to draw a flyer. So I think that buys him a turn. Humans, obviously. I don't think he's ever going to name anything different with that. He could name God. He has a Scarab God in the deck. He betrayed his list. He was playing a big Samut, the Tested, I think, or the Word. Maybe it's the Tested. The creature version anyway, and he ended up playing Scarab God because he's a massive spike. So, you know, that's what I would have done as well. And then I would have just slowly turned into blue-black control. I think he's attacking both at Chandra. The guy's on 16 here, so I'm definitely just going to take the damage for Chandra and presumably swing out and win the next turn. Also glad you guys can't see that. I've been disconnected from Magic Online because I've been away so long. Renegade Rallier, no value, but very cool card. It's also the promo version, and it has a Revolt, and if Revolt has been triggered this turn, you get to return a card with converted mana cost 3 or less, possibly 2 or less, to the battlefield. So it's very nice. Let me just get rid of that. Oh my god. Okay. Well, that was lucky. You guys can still see that because it's actually window capture. So like Magic Online came up on my screen, but you know, you guys didn't see that. I think Gary is upkeep scrying here because he's desperate for a non-creature spell to activate his flyer, which I actually kind of like. And there's a shock, I believe. Looks like he's gonna shock, I presume, Mark, because he's on, 3, and then swing out. Excuse me. That is a big Deeproot Warrior. Yeah, so this is going to buy him some time. He's going to, whoops. He's going to chump that. And he has to blink the Riddle form this time because he has no flyer blockers. Which is pretty sad because then he's left with a 7/7. And he is on 1. But, this is almost looking like a stabilized, well, not with a handful of lands. Now, there's some nice John Avon lands from Onslaught, but that's not going to cut it when it comes to victory. Because if Gary draws any non-creature spell, he's just going to win the game. Because it's not like he's not going to attack. I'm seeing freebooters there, I'm seeing Channeler Initiates, I'm seeing Hostage Takers. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of humans is what yeah, so I'm loving this scry at the end of turn by Gary. Just get a non-creature spell on top, doesn't really matter what it is. And he showed him. Oh, as in, yeah, I have opt. Do you have a flyer? Answer no, go to game 2. And reset those live totals. Okay, there we go. Well, that was wrong. Okay, well, it was this way. Okay. And skip, 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 skip. Oh, so, yeah. Gary's head hit into the camera, so. I don't even know what that land is, so. Yeah, that's great. Love that. Tune. Also, you know, definitely triggered by the way the mats aren't lined up perfectly. I'll just call this one FNM the triggering. So Tune turn 1, you know, if I was playing anyone else, I'd be like, oh, that's Temur Energy, but no, it's Miracle Grow. And that's a Kitestale Freebooter, which you'll have to take my word on. I guess you can see it in camera now, but when it was first hit the battlefield, I didn't know what it was. So Gary's gonna have to read that one. And it's really good against non-creature spell decks, which is what this is. There's a negate. And of course, Mario's just gonna take the Riddle form, which is, you know, the rest of his hand doesn't really do much without Riddle form, because yeah, sure, it draws some cards, but without Riddle form getting in for 3 damage, it's not worth much else. And Mario's writing all the cards down, which is, you know, what you should do. But it's definitely painful for me. You know, 5 seconds? That's a long time. Island, probably chart a course. Yeah, I mean, you've got another play, so you could hold it in the gate, but that'd be pretty bad against a humans deck. I wonder if that negate is main deck or sideboard. Because what he saw from him, there wasn't that many non-creature spells. Mario's going to play the, I presume, the best turn 3 you can do in this format. And it's Rogue Refiner. That unclaimed territory is pretty sweet for fixing in this deck. So, probably play a mountain. Get the old natural. Well, it actually was unnatural because he played a Tune with Aether turn 1 to fix his mana. Ooh. Ooh, excuse me. Okay, Freebooter on taps, lands on tap. I think that was a land on top, or maybe a... not too sure. Gonna get a Tune out of the way. I'm not sure what he's gonna get. Maybe a plains, maybe an island. Search, 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 search. And he thinks about it. He's thinking about it. And he picks the forest. John Avon Forest, as I said before. Very nice forest. Gary's got the full arts on the right. I like the full arts. I think maybe not those particular 3. The bucket, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a people. Some people love the bucket island, but I'm not a huge fan of it. The mountain I kind of like. The mountains were weak. I don't think there was really good mountains in Battle for Zendikar. But that mountain specifically I like, and the forest is decent. You know, it's a forest. You can't really go too wrong. Here's a big Die Young, which is, you know, good against the gods, the old gods, that is. As in Oketra, you know, Hazaret, Ronas, all those, because it gives -1/-1 counters instead of damage, so it actually can kill them. And it was good against Deep Root Warrior there before he got gigantic, but it's also good against him late game because, you know, your Temur Energy, or not even energy, but you're gonna have you playing a Tune with Energy, you're playing a Tune with Ether, Rogue Refiner, and Glintsleeve Siphoner and Aether Hub, so, you know, you're gonna have a lot of energy. So I think here the play is play a land if you have one. Do you have one? That's really unfortunate if you don't. I think he's really stuck on lands here, is he? Probably Lightning Strike, get your Riddle form back to hand. Okay, play a land, for sure. Lightning Strike the Riddle form. I mean, the card's still Freebooter. And yeah, that goes back to hand, but it happened so long ago, I guess you could, you know, be perceived to forget. And also, you saw Gary read the card when he picked it up, so he's probably not really familiar with it. Get in for 3. Goes to 12. Played in the land. Uh-oh, big 5 mana. You know what that means. It's the Scarab God. Ugh, the lighting is just rough. Yeah, if I just move the table, yeah, I can see to fix this because, yeah, we can fix it. We can rebuild it, make it better. This is just a really bad spot for Gary. I mean, he's on 12. Mar's going to start making zombies, ripping apart his hand. You can see he's even reluctant to play the Chandra. I mean, if you minus and kill the Rogue Refiner, he just gets it back and draws a card, so it's just... I would probably just scoop this game. It's just almost impossible to win, especially when your opponent's on 20 life. I think the only perceivable way he could win is, you know, you plus the Chandra to deal 2 to him, attack, get him down to 15. I don't know, draw a Riddle form next turn, then draw Lightning Strike, Lightning Strike, Lightning Strike. Maybe that'll win. And even then, you might be dead by then. But yeah, once this happens, I would just scoop it up. I don't think you can win. Because I know, I assume Gary doesn't play board wipes in his deck. Because the only board wipe you could think of is Sweltering Suns. That's not very good here against 4/4s and 5/5s. And then also Hour of Devastation, which would be bad against his own Chandra and his own Deeproot Warrior, so I'm almost assured that he's not playing them. And even then, the Scarab God just comes back, so it doesn't really make a huge difference. And he's on 6. Wow, it's a big beat. Play land, pass turn. So the problem that you can't even represent anything in these colors. Like if you had white here, you know, you'd get Mar playing around Settler Wreckage, but with these colors, there's nothing to represent here except for Torrential Gearhook, which, you know, I guess. So you flash in Torrential Gearhook, you get back Lightning Strike. Doesn't even do much. You take 4 in the air, you're dead. Yeah, I think you're just dead. Yeah, like, that's the game. But, you know, you gotta make him do it. Because if you had it, you would not scoop. So you have to balance your scooping range. Back to 2020. Skip, 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 skip. Keep skipping. Skip. One more. Okay, we're done. Okay, 2 more. And we're done. Okay. Foil Botanical Sanctum. Advantage Gary straight off the bat. John Avon land into Attunement Aether. So, you know, one of the best turn ones in the format, if not the best. Although Belmont Courier definitely, you know, could be up there. Plays Riddle form, definitely what he wants to be doing on turn 2. Yeah, that the unevenness of the... Oh, you guys can't see it, thank God. But there's like a little gap in the table where you can see the wood. I don't know, it's just tilting the hell out of me, and it's right there. So like if you can imagine the reroll mat going along like that. Even the playmat's not connecting. Triggered. Metallic Mimic naming humans on turn 2 for Mar, which is pretty much what he wants to be doing on turn 2. Maybe a Siphoner with a turn 1 Aether Hub would be good as well. If I'm Gary, I definitely... Yeah, well, I play this first and then I shock the creature. Get a counter on my Deeproot Warrior. Attack for 3, which is pretty sweet. Great little start here. And there's a Die Young for Daniel. And I think if I'm him, I might take a turn off to kill the Deeproot Warrior before it can get too big. Because I think the late game favors him, because he's a mid-range deck, whereas Gary is just kind of an aggro combo deck, where he's just trying to burn you out. He's essentially a burn deck. And he's got a forest up, so nothing really to represent, but not the worst. Get an energy from the Aether Hub. He's gonna lightning strike him to turn on. Ooh, I don't know. Ooh, pass turn. I think he's only got 2 cards in hand. One's a land, one's a lightning strike, or it's only 1 card in hand. It's a lightning strike. So I think his logic here is he's gonna pass the turn. He's gonna end step, scry, and then hopefully it's a non-creature spell or like a chart of course, and he can, you know, get card advantage back in the game or a creature. Oh, he forgot to scry. That was his whole plan. That's unfortunate. That's a bit of a misplay there. Unless he was scrying while I was watching Mar, which in that case I apologize. But I don't know. I think he forgot. And oh my god, what is that? A signed negate by James Clare, the famous pro pointer James Clare. Shout out to James. He's great. And the reason that's signed, it's actually a pretty funny backstory. And that, by the way, that, yeah, I mean, Chandra getting negated there, very tough to come back from this. The story behind the negate is Mara was playing, I think, Control versus James's Death Mist Raptor deck. God, I hated that deck. I think it was then because it was a Nissa, the old Nissa, or maybe it was the new Nissa, the 3-mana one that makes tokens and gives -1/-1 counters. And I think James just like plays the Nissa, and they're in like a top deck mode, and Mara has a negate in hand, and he just goes, yeah, resolves. And there was like 4 people standing behind Mara watching the game, and they didn't say anything, but they were all like, what the hell, you know? And then they just saw the look of disappointment in his face, and it was pretty hilarious. So I assume that's why it's signed by James, because he was playing against him, which is pretty funny. So it's a bit of a running joke. We're like, Mara, what does negate do again? I think it counters everything but planeswalkers, right? I think that's what it does. I think that's the word, the text on the negate there. Looks like Mara's a bit flooded, just a bunch of lands. Gary kind of has a so-so thing here. He's realizing that if he Magma Sprays the Channeler Initiate, that it will not die because it'll get a +1/+1 counter removed, or a -1/-1 counter removed. So if I was him, I would wait till Mara taps that to remove a counter and then trigger on the stack. You can kill it. So I like that play. And that's what I think he's thinking about right now. He's just hesitating. He's like, wait a minute. What happens? Oh, he's got another card in hand. He's thinking about it. I think it's chart the course, but maybe I'm wrong. It's a lightning. Okay, so he's going to lightning strike to guarantee kill it. Which it's decent. Riddle form, attack for sure. Do you have a fatal push? And he does a fatal push. And he angrily jabs it at him. Get pushed. Get pushed. Get a nice little planes there. Possibly John Avon too. Possibly, I think it's Onslaught as well. Shout out to Onslaught. That's when I started playing. Well, actually, it was... I think it was like... My first booster was Phyrexian something. I can't remember. I remember my first rare was like 2 black for a 2/3 that could steal creatures for blue mana. Like, not permanently, but Phyrexian Infiltrator, maybe? Yeah, that was my first rare. And I was, way younger than I am now. I don't know, whenever that was out, I suppose. Plays Lost Shaker because he has to, no value. And I just started buying all the packs when I was in Onslaught and I was just a kid. I didn't know what draft was. I didn't know what standard was. Played for a bit with my brothers and friends, and then... Oh, the mat is just killing me. Oh, I hate the mat. But yeah, so... Played a bunch, and then came back years later, and now here I am. Commentating and battle-lighting videos, and looks like this is a pretty poor game. It's just a bit of a cripple fight here. With a pass the turn, attack for 2, pass the turn, attack for 2, pass the turn, attack for 2. Looks like Gary's looking for some hope in that green box there. No hope to be found, unfortunately. And Mara's just trying to thin his deck of lands, playing his second Attune. I feel like I saw more Attunes when I watched this footage. Maybe he gets like a third Attune or a fourth Attune. That was Attune off the top. Oh my god. So I actually can't remember who wins this game. Another tune. Then that deck. Looks like he's taking time thinning the deck here. I guess he must have like either no basics. Oh, do you have no basics there? Was that a fail to find? Maybe. That might have been a fail to find. Or it was a shuffle after completion and I didn't notice. Goes to 10. Oh, maybe not. No, goes back to 12. Okay. This is the worst. I mean, I was about to say this is the worst game I've ever seen, but it's an okay game. Do you have the negate? This is what Gary's about to ask. He's got to use an energy for this to play Chandra. I hope he does have an energy here because otherwise he wouldn't be able to play Chandra. I'm going to assume he has an energy off camera, but he was putting it in near the Magic Pro Tour area the last time, so that's actually a really big difference if he didn't have an energy. Because, you know, you can't play your Mythic if you don't have the energy. He gets the 4th attune. That's hilarious. Oh, here we go. Oh, he's just playing the attune because he actually did fail to find, so he must have no basics left in his deck. Ooh, definitely play Charter Course for sure. Triggers Prowess, gets 2 cards. You're loving it. And from this board state, I assume Gary wins, but you know, anything can happen. But a 6 loyalty Chandra, you know, about to be 2 threats. Looks like he drops an attune, plays his, I don't know, 900th land. Checks his graveyard for tilt equity. Oh, double check. Oh yeah. Gotta double check it. So Gary's got a Blossom in defense hand. If I was him, I would definitely 100% save that for defensive mode. Like, I know it's in the name, but I really would. I just wouldn't go for it, because if he has a removal spell, then you just got 2 for 1. Whereas if it's the other way around, you're just 1 for 1ing and you've gotten in for some damage as well. So, but he is really far ahead, so I can forgive him for doing this. Yeah, unless Mar top decks, I don't know. Aura Devastation, he's not going to win. The freebooter, and he scoops it up, and that's game. So thank you guys for watching that. Well, it was an okay last game. It was only okay, but thanks for watching.